Hello, America. It's Bianca with Clean TV Live and GOP Girl. Okay, well, a couple of things tonight. First of all, congratulations, Ivanka Trump. You should be happy. Your father just has now one less Republican in the Senate that will be helping him with whatever he wants passed. So congratulations, Ivanka, with your lovely statement about Roy Moore and how hell has a place for people that prey on children. And now we know that the woman lied that had the yearbook. And it was a forged signature. So thanks, Ivanka. You really helped your father out, and you really helped America out. But of course, you're a liberal. You're a globalist, so you should be happy right now because Doug Jones has won, and the Republicans have one less seat in the Senate. All right. So now let's move on to more liberals. Okay. Trump's accusers, okay? Everything is obviously, I'm glad Franken resigned. I'm glad Knoyers resigned. And now, of course, we're going to attack the president. Okay, so we have 3 Trump accusers that want a review on the president's sexual misconduct and the charges against him. Now, first of all, I have to ask, where were they years ago, X amount of years ago? We have this former Miss USA contestant, they were all on Megyn Kelly, okay? We have former Miss USA contestant, Samantha Holvey, who was 20 years old, and she said it was heartbreaking for these women to go public with their claims against Trump and last year, only to see him ascend to the Oval Office. Okay, she goes on and talks about how, she was in the dressing room and, Trump came in and like he was the owner. Well, he was the owner. And, that she felt like a piece of meat. Okay, well, I am not proud to say this, but I was in a pageant a while back. Yes, not my thing, okay? I am an athlete. Pageants are not my thing, but I did do commercials, and I had an agent talk me into being in a pageant. And you know what? You do feel like a piece of meat because you are a piece of meat, okay? These women, first of all, the girls in pageants, in my opinion, are nuts. They are just completely wackadoodle. These women, these girls would put blush in between their chests to make themselves look bigger. They would sit with no clothes on, putting their makeup on, would walk around with no clothes on. And here I was, an athlete. I was very private, and I had never seen anything like this in my life. And just walking around on a stage, having an audience full of people ogle you in an evening gown, in a cocktail dress, when you're dancing around doing your talent, and then in a bathing suit, you're a piece of meat, okay? Like it or not, that's what pageants are. I know this woman, Samantha Holvey, she said, that it was just so hard and this and that. And I can't get my head around this. When you are in a pageant, that's what you are. Pageants, it's not a very feminist thing to do, and which is why I didn't like to do it, and I'm not even that big of a feminist. But anyway, so I had to laugh, and then of course Megyn Kelly played Howard Stern. And yes, the president talked about, how, yes, he was allowed to go back because he was the owner, blah, 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 blah. And Howard was like, and Megyn Kelly's talking about how the president bragged about it. Megyn, do you remember? You bragged about your sex life with your husband on Howard Stern. Or have you forgotten? Yes. And you bragged about the size of your chest on Howard Stern. I did a video on that, which was pulled off. So, you did your share of bragging on Howard Stern yourself. Just saying. Okay, but anyway, yes, so we have these three women, but then we have another one. This one lives in my neck of the woods. This one I really liked. Melinda McGillivray, okay? She claims, she told that Megyn Kelly when she was 23 years old that Donald Trump, and she calls him Donald, which I find very interesting because I think I would probably refer to him, well, I would refer to him as the president, but if you don't like him, I guess you would refer to him as Mr. Trump or Donald Trump. But she calls him Donald, like she knows him. But wait a minute. Yeah, she says that he grabbed her at the Ray Charles concert. But just look at this woman, Melinda, okay? I mean, you know, this is what gets me. And I'm sorry, ladies, but if you're going to get implants, okay, and you're going to be like this, and if you're going to get your lips all plumped up, if you're going to look like a sex pot and have hair extensions down to here when you're almost 50, and I'm sorry, but I'm looking at this woman, Melinda, and I'm thinking she looks like she could be a call girl somewhere, in my opinion. I mean, she doesn't look very prim and proper, okay? And she claims that the president grabbed her and that, oh, she was just so upset. She just wanted to get out of there. She just wanted to get out of there. Oh, but wait. She wanted a hug from Ray Charles. Okay, so we didn't want Donald, who we know well enough to call Donald, grabbing her tush, but we want a hug from Ray Charles. And she goes on, this is what I loved. My First Amendment is more powerful than my Second Amendment. And, oh wait, did I mention that Melinda, the one that claims that the president grabbed her when she was 23 years old at a Ray Charles concert, did I mention that she has been convicted, which Megyn Kelly, I have to give her credit, Megyn Kelly did bring this up, she's been convicted, she has a criminal history. I mean, just wrap your head around that, okay? This woman that is on television that wants everyone to take her seriously, and she's got her chest blown up to here and her lips blown up to there, looking like a blowfish, hair extensions down to her butt. She wants everyone to take her seriously, and she has a criminal history. Yeah. And, oh yes, she's a family woman. She's a family woman. And, yes, she got a DUI. One of those felonies was a DUI with a child in the car. But she's a family woman. She's a family woman that has a problem with the president. Okay. And yet, she doesn't mention it in the same conversation with Megyn Kelly. Now, of course, you know, we have former President Bill Clinton that raped someone and, of course, had his tete-a-tete in the Oval Office with Monica Lewinsky. No, she fails to say anything about that and how she had a problem with that. But yes, so yes, these are the women. But no, there were three women: Jessica Leeds, Samantha Holvey, Rachel Crooks, and yes, and this lovely Melinda McGillivray that knows Donald Trump well enough to call him Donald. So, very interesting, okay? So, some of you may not have liked my post about, you know, I just, does the president have to do these rallies? Because yes, it is costing the tax dollars millions of dollars every single time he holds one of these rallies. However, I am on his side. I support him. Now, maybe you're all right. Maybe those of you that disagree with me, maybe you're right. Maybe that's how he has to get his side out. So, you know what? You're right. Okay? Got you. You got me there. However, when it comes to these women falsely accusing the president, you know, I just have to say, if you're going to accuse a man, and ladies, listen, if you're going to accuse a man of sexual misconduct, let's do it today. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it yesterday. Let's not wait 40 years until a man like Roy Moore is about to take a seat in the Senate to destroy his career because perhaps he wasn't interested in you, or perhaps you decided for some reason you took a disliking to that person. No, it doesn't work that way. If you want to be taken seriously, ladies, then you come forward immediately. And that goes for Hollywood. You don't go and go to Harvey Weinstein and look the other way and let him get away with everything. And then 20 years later say, oh, yes, yeah, he did that to me too. Oh, but it was okay as long as you were climbing your way to the top, as long as you were couching your way to the top. Okay? No, it should not work that way. From that standpoint, I'm on the side of the men. I am. And also, let me also say, ladies, if you don't want men to act in an unprofessional manner, then perhaps you shouldn't go to the office with your shirt down to your cleavage. Perhaps you shouldn't have your breasts plumped up to kingdom come. I mean, because if you're doing that, you want men to look. And I mean, I'm on the side of the men. Because if I'm in an office, okay, here, you know what? Okay, I was giving a tennis lesson. Case in point, a woman comes to pick up her son. She's wearing a very tight button-down shirt. She's coming from the office. Okay, I can see the outline of both breasts. Okay, and she is sitting on the bench next to a father of another boy. The little boy that was taking the tennis lesson was so annoyed that his father was talking to this woman, he couldn't see straight. The father couldn't understand why his son was upset and why his son wasn't playing well. And so after the lesson, I said, well, I mean, she just left, but I know you saw the woman that you were sitting next to, okay? And it's like, this woman went to work like that. So if you're going to go to work with skirts up to practically your panty line, shirts down to your navel, and you're going to plump your lips, and you're going to wear your hair, you know, like you're on 45th Street, then you're probably not going to be taken seriously, and maybe a man is going to think you're looking for something. If you're in the office and you want to be taken seriously, then dress the part. Dress like a person that wants to be taken seriously, not someone that's looking for something, okay? All right, everyone. Very upset that Roy Moore lost the seat for the Senate. This is huge. This is not good. And this is, you know, like I said in my video before, if America had listened to someone like Ivanka and the Democrats regarding the president on these false claims of sexual misconduct, we would not have President Trump. And unfortunately, the Democrats did win the seat for the Senate for Alabama. And for that, the Republicans are going to lose big. And the president's going to lose big. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for watching. I will be doing, I'll be doing another video tomorrow on the failed suicide bomber. Boy, stinks to be him. This is Bianca with Clean TV Live and GOP Girl. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.